Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
You hear me, boy, I'm searching.
Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history?
Hey, we're back. We are back this week. You are now tuned into
Our Hidden History Radio Show.
Oh, you all late?
Hey, what kind of delay?
No,
is
I
that?
thought they had the song.
Oh,
right.
man.
I'm watching this dude right there. Already, bro? Come on, man.
Damn. I'm starting off bad
Yeah,
already.
throwing shots
man.
already. But all
Damn,
praise.
well, we
all
are
praise.
back. We are back last week. Last week we had a change of scenery. He was in Jersey. Now we're back in Philly again. Did a sidebar class last week about the Scythians. So if you have any questions regarding who the Scythians are, based upon Colossians 3:11, you no longer have to worry about explaining it. Now I can just reference the video. You can watch it. It's about 2 hours. It's not even that long. You have plenty of time to glean some information from that video. But the Scythians being Israel, Northern Kingdom being scattered abroad from the time of the Assyrian captivity and renamed, and so on and so forth. So that's about that. So I'm going to go right back to the fall of the Hasmoneans. The battle between Alexander Ballas and Demetrius continues on. I left off from there before I did a side note class on the Scythians, all right? So we're going to continue from 1 Maccabees 10. 1 Maccabees 10 and 1. Antiochus Epiphanes, his son, Alexander Ballas. The battle continues on. So we're going to start from there and see what it leads to.
Yes, sir. 1 Maccabees chapter 10 and verse 1. In the 160th year, Alexander the son of Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, went up and took Ptolemais, for the people had received him, by means whereof he reigned there.
Right, so Alexander Ballas shows up. He takes a portion of land, and now and he was received because he was the son of the original king. Go ahead. Antiochus Epiphanes. Go ahead.
Now when King Demetrius heard thereof, he gathered together an exceeding great host, and went forth against him to fight. Moreover, Demetrius sent letters unto Jonathan with loving words, so as he magnified him. For said he, let us first make peace with him, before he join with Alexander against us.
So at this point, Demetrius decided to make an alliance with Jonathan of the Maccabee Hasmonean family, because he feared that we would join forces with what's his name, with Alexander, to fight against him. All right. So now at this point, you have Demetrius trying to make a deal with us to side against Alexander Balis. Go ahead.
Else he will remember all the evils that we have done against him and against his brethren and his people.
Right, which he did. Go ahead.
Wherefore he gave him authority to gather together in hosts and to provide weapons that he might aid him in battle. He commanded also that the hostages that were in the tower should be delivered him. Then came Jonathan to Jerusalem and read the letters in the audience of all the people and of them that were in the tower, who were sore afraid when they heard that the king had given him authority to gather together in hosts. Whereupon they of the tower delivered their hostages unto Jonathan, and he delivered them unto their parents.
Wow. So you had these heathen that resided in a tower in our land that had our people held hostage there, and they eventually set them free. Okay, go ahead.
Wherefore,
These are children, by the way. It's back to their parents. We talk about children. This is messed up, man. Go ahead.
this done, Jonathan settled himself in Jerusalem and began to build and repair the city. And he commanded the workmen to build the walls and the Mount Zion round about with square stones for fortification. And they did so. Then the strangers that were in the fortress, which Bacchides had built, fled away.
Right, because Demetrius gave Jonathan power that he didn't have before to remove these heathens out of our land. So they had fled away. Go ahead.
And so much as every man left his place and went into his own country.
The heathen took portions of our land over when the Greeks took over. So now we're slowly regaining our lands back. Okay, go ahead. Our fortresses back. Go ahead.
And so much as every man left his place and went into his own country. Only at Bethsura, certain of those that had forsaken the law and the commandments remained still, for it was their place of refuge.
So all the wicked Negroes remained in Bethsura because who forsook God's laws and commandments because they had refuge there. So all of our people who joined up with the Greeks, these Greeks pretty much, our people were allowed to stay in this area called Bethsura. Go ahead.
Now when King Alexander had heard what promises Demetrius had sent unto Jonathan, when also it was told him of the battles and noble acts which he and his brethren had done, and of the pains that they had endured, he said, shall we find such another man? Now therefore we will make him our friend and confederate. Upon this he wrote a letter and sent unto him according to these words, saying, King Alexander, to his brother Jonathan sendeth greeting. We have heard of thee, that thou art a man of great power, and meet to be our friend. Wherefore, now this day we ordain thee to be the high priest of thy nation.
So now you have two Edomites or Greeks trying to make an alliance with Jonathan so they can have his allegiance to help them fight against each other. So first you had Demetrius writing to Jonathan, gave him certain liberties, gave him an army, all of that. Gave him weapons and so forth. And we started a clean house. And so Jonathan so now you got Alexander's like, oh, damn, okay, let me try to make a deal with him too. So you got Demetrius trying to make a deal with him, and Alexander trying to make a deal with him. Okay, go ahead.
Wherefore now this day we ordain thee to be the high priest of thy nation, and to be called the king's friend. And therewithal he sent him a purple robe and a crown of gold, and require thee to take our part and keep friendship with us. So in the 7th month of the 160th year, at the feast of the tabernacles, Jonathan put on the holy robe and gathered together forces and provided much armor. Whereof when Demetrius heard, he was very sorry and said, what have we done that Alexander hath prevented us in making amity with the Jews to strengthen himself?
Right, so he's saying, what have we done that Alexander had prevented us in making amity with the Jews? So now he's mad now because he's saying, Alexander's saying, read the verse again?
Yes, sir. What have we done that Alexander hath prevented us in making amity with the Jews to strengthen himself?
Right, Demetrius, this is Demetrius asking, what have we done that this guy is able to win the Jews over? Go ahead.
I also will write unto them I also will write unto them words of encouragement and promise them dignities and gifts that I may have their aid. He sent unto them therefore to this effect, King Demetrius, unto the people of the Jews, sending.
So it's a tug of war. You got Demetrius trying to win us over, win our allegiance, or an alliance rather, and you have Alexander Bayless, Antiochus Epiphanes' son, trying to win us over as well. So it's a power struggle between us. They're trying to win us over. Go ahead.
King Demetrius, unto the people of the Jews, sendeth greeting. Whereas ye have kept covenant with us and continued in our friendship, not joining yourselves with our enemies, we have heard hereof and are glad. Wherefore now continue ye still to be faithful unto us, and we will well recompense you for the things ye do in our behalf, and will grant you many immunities, and give you rewards. And now do I free you, and for your sake I release all the Jews from tributes and from customs of salt and from crown taxes.
So at this point, this is Demetrius offering us tax exemption. Okay, this is Demetrius offering us tax exemption. Okay, because it's like a battle of pretty much an alliance here. You're Demetrius on one hand, trying to win us over with offerings and gifts and so forth, and Alexander also. So Demetrius saying, listen, man, I'll offer you guys to live in your land without paying our taxes, without paying the king's taxes. Go ahead.
And from that which appertaineth unto me, to receive for the third part of the seed, and the half of the fruit of the trees.
Because these are the taxes. Go ahead.
I release it from this day forth.
I'm like, nah, I don't want that from you anymore. Go ahead.
So that they shall not be taken of the land of Judea.
Because the Greeks will collect taxes and collect these things from us. These parts of the trees. What else? It said the seed, the fruit of the trees, all of that stuff. He said, listen, you guys can keep that stuff. I don't want it. Go ahead.
Hey, D.
Yeah.
They do that today. They got rain taxes, all type of taxes that they putting upon us now.
Yep, same thing.
Same thing.
Yep, go ahead.
So that they shall not be taken of the land of Judea, nor of the 3 governments which are added thereunto out of the country of Samaria and Galilee from this day forth forevermore.
Nor of the 3 governments which are added thereunto out of the country of Samaria and Galilee from this day forth forevermore. So what I'm showing you here is that the Greeks had these particular areas of land that belong to northern kingdom. Okay? I'll say it again. These Greeks had these particular 3 portions of land that the northern kingdom had. Okay, these 3 governments. He said, I add those as well, along with the taxes, you being tax exempt, and you being free from giving us the fruit of your land, your seeds, and your trees. I'll add unto that 3 governments or 3 lands, masses. I'm gonna give to you that he gave to the Hasmoneans. Real quick, give me Sirach 50, 25 and 26, real quick.
So Jonathan got leverage on
both.
sides.
He's playing both sides against each other.
Sides, man.
Yeah, he was playing both sides of the fence. He said, okay, I'll join you. Okay, I'll join you. And both of them are giving us all these gifts and stuff.
The book of Sirach, chapter 50 and verse 25. There be 2 manner of nations which my heart abhorreth.
The prophet is saying that there be 2 manner of nations in which my heart despises. I hate. Go ahead.
And the third is no nation.
And the third of the 2 out of the 3 isn't even a nation at all. Go ahead.
They that sit upon the mountain of Samaria, and they that dwell among the Philistines, and that foolish people that dwell in Shechem.
They that dwell upon the mountain of Samaria and what?
And they that dwell among the Philistines, and that foolish people that dwell in Shechem.
So who are they? Who are they that sit upon the mountains of Samaria? Who was the they? It's Edom. That's who it is. It's the Greeks. That's who he's referring to. Because during this is written, it was written during the time of the Greeks, and the Edomites had dominion of this. Now, real quick, if you can, if I can find it. Get me just Google Sirach 50:25, because there's different renditions of this verse, and it tells you who he's talking about. We just read how the Greeks gave over some lands of Samaria over to the Hasmoneans, right? Nah, I didn't plan to bring this out. I forgot I even wrote this down. Let me see.
This also goes back to the time of the Syrian captivity, where they took us out of our land and deported us out of our land and put us in their lands, and then they put the heathens, the other nations, inside of our lands at that time.
Yep.
So they were there as well. All right, so they were there as well as the Greeks at this time period that we reading right now. Sirach.
Go to Bible Gateway. And it's going to show Good News Translation. Watch. Bible Gateway. You should see Sirach. You see it there?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to send it to y'all. Is that what I want?
You want me to try it?
No, hold on a second. I'm going to send it to you right now. I'm going to send it to you right now in the group me. Give me a moment. Check this out.
Yeah, but going back to the different taxes that like we read about in Maccabees.
Sent. Mm-hmm.
Like Esau, like I said, Esau, they put these different taxes on us. Like I heard it was a sugar tax. It was a sugar tax. Where is it? A sugar tax in Philly. Philly has a sugar tax.
Sugar tax in Philly?
It's a sugar tax in Philly.
Wow.
So then you know this is not far-fetched. These people, they were doing it then and they doing it now. They tax everything, man. Everything.
Wow. You got it?
If they're able to tax the air.
And the water.
Yeah, and the water.
And the rain. It's even documentary called. It's a documentary called Even the Rain, I believe. Yeah. Where they tax Peruvians over there, our brothers Peruvians over there. Dang. They tax the rain. When it rain, you paying for it. What the hell is this? Paying for free water.
Let's go with lamentation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Our water and the wood is even sold to us. Yeah. Read what you got?
Yes, sir. Sirach 50, 25.
This is Bible Gateway. Now, I've read this. I've come across this Sirach 50 a number of times. And when I came across it, there's different translations or renditions of this verse, of these verses. But this is above me out. Read this here.
Good News Translation. 3 hated nations.
3 hated nations. Now, read Sirach one more time, Abaddon.
Yes, sir.
Verse 25.
Sirach chapter 50 and verse 25. There be 2 manner of nations which my heart abhorreth.
So there's 2 nations that this guy, that the scribe who wrote this, hated. He despised them. Go ahead.
And the third is no nation.
And the third is no nation, which I'll get to in a minute. The third is no nation. So this third, he doesn't hate. He just calls them not a nation.
Right.
So his hatred's not directed towards them. Watch this.
They that sit upon the mountain of Samaria.
They that sit upon the mountain of Samaria. Who was sitting upon the mountain of Samaria during this time this was written? During the time, the Greeks, because the Greeks gave over portions of Samaria to the Hasmonean family. We read that earlier. 3 governments. Y'all remember that? So read on.
And they that dwell among the Philistines.
And you have Hamites. These Hamites, they that dwell among the Philistines was Hamites. Okay, that dwell among the Philistines. This is another nation that he says heart despises. They've been our enemies since the time of King Saul. So we've always hated them. They are rivals. Right. Read on, watch this.
And that foolish people that dwell in Shechem.
And that foolish people that dwell in Shechem is the nation that's not a people. Not a nation. Where's Shechem? Shechem is Northern Kingdom. That's what Shechem is. I'll get to that in a minute. Now read this here.
Yes, sir. 3 hated nations. There are 2 nations that I detest, and a third that does not even deserve to be called a nation.
Wow.
These are the Edomites, the inhabitants of the Philistine cities.
Wow. Wait. So these are the Edomites. Where the Edomites reside in? Samaria. But which Edomites resided in Samaria? The Greeks. So this way lets you know during this time the Greeks maintained power over Samaria. The Edomites and Greeks are the same people. That's what I'm showing you. Read again.
There are 2 nations that I detest, and a third that does not even deserve to be called a nation. These are the Edomites.
Edomites, go ahead.
The inhabitants of the Philistine
Ham,
cities.
2.
And the stupid Samaritans.
Northern Kingdom. This is a brother calling his own people is stupid. Sorry, Northern Kingdom. Sorry. Silly dubs. Read the wisdom of Jesus, son of Sirach. Read that.
The wisdom of Jesus, son of Sirach. I, Jesus, son of Sirach, Eleazar of Jerusalem, put all my wisdom into writing this book to provide instruction and knowledge for others.
So that's who wrote this. This is the Levite who wrote this. Jump down to the footnotes.
Sirach 50:26.
Verse 26. What does it say?
Hebrew Edomites.
Hebrew Edomites. Watch this.
Greek Samaritans.
Greek Samaritans is Northern Kingdom.
Wow.
Northern Kingdom. Sikkim, the foolish people of Sikkim. That's the ones that resided in the areas that don't keep no damn commandments. Remnants of them. Remnants of Northern Kingdom was like, we Greeks. That's who Paul was dealing with in the New Testament. That's who he was talking to. That's who he was dealing with at the time.
That's bad right there.
To the priest here, the writer, read verse 27.
Verse 27. Jesus, the son of Sirach of Jerusalem, have written in this book the instruction of understanding and knowledge, who out of his heart poured forth wisdom.
So that's who wrote this. That's who made this statement here. Okay? So he's telling us the people that had the mountains, the word mountains, it says mountains of Samaria, that's the governments. Who gave us the governments of Samaria? The Greeks. What are they called in this verse? Edomites. That's why they said remove that Bible. Get rid of that Sirach. Get rid of that Esther. Get that out of there. Because it tells you who the Greeks are. It's Edom. They're Edomites. It's clear. Clear cut. All right? What's that one? Hold on.
Hey, can we read that real quick?
Yeah, get it.
What was that? Lamentation 5 with the taxes.
It's 4, I think.
4 verse.
No, 5. Yeah, it's 5. 5 and above.
Yeah, with the damn taxes. That's all they do. It's about money for Esau.
I gotta find
5
Sikkim.
and 4.
5 and 4.
I'll find
sir.
Sikkim. I do that.
Yeah, read that.
Lamentations chapter 5
No,
and
verse 1. Start verse 1.
Yes, sir. Verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
So our inheritance, which is the whole earth, that's our inheritance. It's turned to strangers, the other nations, primarily Esau. You know?
Our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money.
So that we're paying for our water. The Most High give us water for free, and this man tax us and make us pay for it. Right? You know?
Our wood is sold unto us.
That means our wood. Read.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
No rest.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry, you
Boot
finished?
me.
Yes, I'm finished.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Remember, he said, back in Sirach, he said, "They are no nation." He said, "I detest them." Hey, give me Job 30:1. Job said the same thing about Esau.
Right.
Job 30:1.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 1.
Read.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision,
Right.
whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
You see what Job said about Esau? All right, so this is the prophecy on Esau. He said, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, because now we the ones, it flipped, the tables have turned now. We're in derision, now Esau is on top. Just like in Ecclesiastes, he said the foolish is set in dignity. All right, but he said now, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Because they probably would have tried to sex with them dogs.
Yeah, Esau are dogs, man. That's
Right.
how low they are.
That's how they love dogs so much. That's why dog is their best friend.
Oh, man.
Damn. Go, get
Supposed to
them.
be your wife, your best friend. Esau said, dog is my best friend. It's a man's best friend. Damn.
Go to what I sent you.
And that's why the reason why the Most High say he hate them. He created them for that purpose. Like yesterday, I was talking to this brother in D.C. He couldn't believe. He said, "Yo, man, you telling me not one of them is gonna be saved?
Right.
Are you sure, man? Come on, man. What did he say?" I said, "Yeah, that's what the Most High said." He said, "Yo, I don't want to hate nobody." I said, "Bro, we don't hate nobody. We don't hate Esau. The Most High say he hate Esau."
Right.
You know?
I thought we was Gentiles.
Right.
What the hell?
Yo,
This
and
guy came out of nowhere. I didn't even see you coming.
Let's welcome Pepper. Let's welcome Pepper Black to the stage.
Guy came through the ceiling, landed in the chair.
Ninja style, you know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yo, you ain't throw your darts, right?
Nah, funny thing.
Oh man, you and these darts,
man,
man.
we ain't need those. We ain't need those.
Oh no, all damn darts.
Funny, what he just said goes with that video that Bishop that they showed yesterday when the brothers went and did that outreach. That's the same thing in so many words.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got it? Sent y'all 2 links. Sent y'all a map of Sikkim. So check this out right here. What Sikkim is. It's read Sirach again. 50:25.
Yes, sir. The book of Sirach,
26.
chapter 15, verse 26. They that sit upon the mountain of Samaria.
That's the Greeks. They that sit upon the mountain of Samaria. All right, go ahead.
And they that dwell among the Philistines.
They that dwell among the who?
The Philistines.
They that dwell among the Philistines. That's the Hamites. Go ahead.
And that foolish people.
Which is no nation or not a people. Go ahead.
That dwell in Shechem.
That dwell in Sikkim. That dwell in Sikkim. Sikkim. Now, you see what? Check this out right here. You see where Sikkim is located? It's spelled S-I-C-H-E-M, but it's the same place. It's either spelled S-I or S-Y or S-H-E, but it's the same place. Sikkim, same place. So where's Shechem located, it says? Right where? In Samaria. That's Northern Kingdom region. Okay? That's Northern Kingdom's region there. Okay? So that's the foolish people that dwell in Shechem. Now, go back to that glossary again. The good news, Dren, again. Go to the footnotes. What does it say there again? Read the A and B.
Footnotes. A. Sirach 50 verse 26. Hebrew Edomites.
Because the Edomites are Hebrews because their forefather is Isaac, who was a Hebrew, whose father was Abraham, who was a Hebrew. So Edomites are Hebrews. You have Hebrew children of Israel, and you have Hebrew Edomites. All right, and you have what it says?
Greek Samaritans.
The Greek Samaritans are the people who are no nation at all, who are foolish, living in Sikkim, who embraced the Greek doctrine, embraced the Greek philosophy. Go ahead.
B. Sirach 50 verse 27.
That's the author who wrote this statement down. And I showed y'all earlier, a few chapters ago, where it mentions that Sirach was written during the time of Ptolemy Euergetes VIII. Okay, that's the time it was written. It was written during the time of Ptolemy Euergetes VIII, circa between 200 and 175 BC. That's when Sirach was written. Okay? Between 200 and between 175 BC, during the reign of Ptolemy Euergetes. Ptolemy the 8th, Euergetes the 2nd. Damn. Ptolemy the 8th, Euergetes the 2nd. He was the 8th and 2nd. Ptolemy Euergetes.
They call him another name for him is Ptolemy Physon, fat man.
Oh, that's him?
That's him.
Damn. Physon, fat ass. All right. So, blobbity blops. So, pretty much that's who, during his reign, that's when Sirach was put together. All right? During the Greek reign. That's why it's Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, that's Greek. All right? Because Ecclesiasticus is Ecclesiastes. All right? Same thing. So, what else I got? What else I sent y'all? Oh, Sikkim. See, I Googled it. It says Sikkim. What's it saying about him there? Blow it up some?
Blow it up for me.
Well, Abadan, you got something you want to say? You raise your hand.
No, I was gonna ask if you wanted to read in Kings where Jeroboam built Shechem.
Yeah, read it. That's fine. Read that.
Yes, sir.
All praise. All right, you contributed.
Okay.
All right.
I know, Dick.
My man back on the map.
He's contributing. He's here.
All praise.
He's not being a mute and shit. He's in here
Sign language.
miming and all that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing.
God.
He was like this.
Oh,
You wanted
man.
to say, I'm like, bro, come on, man.
All praises.
Good job, sir. Go ahead. He's alive.
1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 25. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim,
Right.
and dwelt therein,
Right.
and went out from thence and built Penuel.
So that was their capital. So Shechem was the capital of Samaria, a government of Samaria, a mountain of Samaria. It's the Shechem was also spelled Shechem, a what?
Shechem, also spelled Sikkim,
Uh-huh.
was a Canaanite and Israelite city mentioned in the
Amana.
Amana and by the Madaba map, which places Sychem, also called Sycamore.
Same place. Sychem, S-Y-H-E-M, S-H-E-C-H-E-M, and S-I-C-H-E. It's all the same place. I believe it's also, in the New Testament, it's called Sakar. I believe it's the same place as well. I think Sakar is Sychem. Let me make sure. Go to John real quick. John 4. The Samaritan woman.
Yes, sir. Verse 9.
Yeah. Yep, it's the same place. Shechem is the Samaritan city of Sychar. Yep, I was right. John 4, verse 5.
Verse 5. Yes, sir. The book of John, chapter 4 and verse 5. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar.
So the reason why I'm reading over the Maccabees, when the Greeks gave over these three governments of Samaria over to the Hasmonean family, portions of Samaria were returned back to Israel. So when portions of Samaria were returned back to Israel, Northern Kingdom, some of them returned and resided in those land masses. Some of them were already, remnants of them were still there. Because remember, when the Babylonians came and conquered Jerusalem and removed us out of Jerusalem into exile, remnants of us remained in the land, like Haggai. Remember, Habakkuk was taken from, he was a poor that resided in Jerusalem. He was grabbed by his hair and he was teleported to Daniel. Right. All right, so that just gives you an example that when the heathens came and took allotments and took us and deported us out of the land, remnants of us were allowed to remain there. Remember, it says the priests, the lowest of the people, were allowed to remain in Northern Kingdom to offer up sacrifices to keep the lions from coming in and killing them because they had their own gods in there. So remnants of both kingdoms during their exilic period, remnants of us remained in those lands. Even though a majority of us were removed out of Jerusalem, remnants of us remained. Both southern, remember, southern and northern kingdom shared land. Like, for example, a prime example would be Judah. Judah and Simeon shared land. Okay? Issachar and Manasseh shared land. So when the Assyrians came against northern kingdom and took Simeon, they took Judah too because they shared land. It was, which one are you? No, we don't want you. We will take. They took all of us. So remnants. It's like you go into if you have a bunch of grapes inside of a basket and you grab a cluster of the grapes. Sometimes clusters of grapes will fall on the basket. You have little remnants of grapes left in there. That's what happened with us in our land. The heathens would come in there and they would take us by waves. But remnants of us remained. So remnants of Judah remained in Judea. Like, for example, I mentioned earlier about Habakkuk. He was a poor in the land. Jeremiah was left behind. He wasn't taken captive. Okay? But the majority of us were taken away. Likewise, Northern Kingdom, remnants of them were also left behind in their allotments of land in Samaria, but very, very few. So you had remnants of Northern Kingdom residing in their land. They were immediately Hellenized, and Eleazar Sirach called them stupid. These guys are stupid. They're silly doves. They were already silly. They were already silly before that. Now they following the Greeks. They're worse now. Okay. So now get John again. So again, both kingdoms, remnants of both kingdoms remain. So once the Greeks gave us those governments of land, remnants of Northern Kingdom have obviously returned because now the land of the Northern Kingdom was now under the rulership of Israelites now. So remnants of us returned back to these portions of governments that the Greeks gave back into the hands of the Levitical family, the Hasmoneans. So John 4 and verse. So a lot of you say, oh, the Samaritan woman, she was a heathen. No, she was not a heathen woman. John 4 real quick.
Yes, sir.
Verse 1. Start from verse 1.
Yes, sir. The book of John, chapter 4 and verse 1. When therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John, though Jesus himself baptized not, but his disciples.
Christ didn't baptize anybody. Okay, his disciples did because they were accustomed to the custom of purification that was done by the Levites, and John the Baptist was doing it And so a lot of Israel were accustomed to the baptizing based upon the purification of the Old Testament and based upon John the Baptist baptizing the people. So that was a custom that they were accustomed to. And some of John's disciples became Christ's disciples. Like Andrew, Peter's brother, was John's disciple. So the disciples were baptizing people. Christ was not baptizing anybody. Okay? Because that wasn't his. Remember, it says when John passed on, his ministry decreased and Christ's ministry increased, meaning it was removed. But it was still done because that was something people were used to. So they did it anyway. But read on.
Verse 3. He left Judea and departed again into Galilee. And he must needs...
So Christ left Judea, southern kingdom, and departed into Galilee, which is where northern kingdom's residence. Galilee is the northern kingdom. Now Christ, of course, was raised there, but that's a region of northern kingdom. Go ahead. A lot of Israel, especially at the disciples, a lot of them were Galileans. Peter was one. A lot of southern kingdom resided there as well. Okay, remember, northern kingdom for the most part was scattered all over the place. So a lot of southern kingdom resided in northern kingdom's land. And remnants of northern kingdom remained there as well, amongst southern kingdom, who majority of us returned from the exile, but the majority of northern kingdom remained scattered abroad and became known as the 10 lost tribes, all right, or 9 lost tribes if you include Dan. Go ahead.
And he must needs go through Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar.
See that? Then cometh he he traveled through Galilee, again to Galilee, and he must needs go through Samaria, because Galilee is through Samaria. Go ahead and read verse 5 again.
Yes, sir. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria.
He comes into a city of Samaria. Go ahead.
Which is called Sychar.
Shechem, same place. Go ahead, watch this.
Near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph.
Near to the parcel of ground that what?
That Jacob gave to his son Joseph.
Near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Who is Joseph? Joseph is the father of Ephraim and Manasseh. So that landmass belonged to the northern kingdom. So the land, it says the parcel of land that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Keep that in mind. Read on. Watch this.
Now when Jacob's well was there.
Jacob's well was there because that's the promised land. That's the land, the parcel of land that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Go ahead.
Jesus therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus saith unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that...
Hold on a second.
Yes,
Read
sir.
Genesis 33 real quick. Genesis 33, verse 18.
Yes, sir.
You just gonna go there? Yes. Genesis 33, verse 18. Just to show the history of Jacob giving his land over to Joseph. Genesis 33, verse 18. And this is why Jeroboam built his capital there. Because his father, Joseph, was given that portion of land a long time ago. Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 33 and verse 18. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem.
See, he came to Shalem or Salem, a city of Shechem. Go ahead.
Which is in the land of Canaan.
Which is in the land of Canaan, which became what? The promised land. Go ahead.
When he came from Padanaram, and pitched his tent before the city.
Watch this.
And he bought a parcel of a field.
Go ahead.
Where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor.
Hamites. Go ahead.
Shechem's father.
So this is a Hamite's name. So the land's named after Shechem, a man named Shechem, who were Canaanites. So he bought this land from Hamor, Shechem's father. Okay, go ahead.
For 100 pieces of money.
Go ahead.
And he erected there an altar and called it El-El-Ohi Israel.
Right, so El-El-Elohai Israel. So that land, that portion of land right there was given over to Joseph. Okay? Was given over to him. That's the point I want to bring out.
And that's in letter number 6. It says, God, the God of Israel.
Right, Eli, Israel, pretty much, right. God, my God of it, my God, Israel. He named it. All right?
Is this, and Cole, I don't know if we brought this out in Acts. Acts 7:16. Is that the same land? If we can read it real quick. It's talking about Shechem in the land that was bought, showing that it's still a land.
Yes,
that was
that's
our
it.
land.
Yes, read that. That's good. That's it too.
Acts chapter 7 and verse 16.
Read 15.
Acts chapter 7 and verse 15.
14.
Acts chapter 7 and verse 14. Then sent Joseph and called his father Jacob to him and all his kindred, 75
This when
souls.
Joseph gained status in Egypt, he became the vizier or second over Egypt at this time. It's reflecting back. Go ahead.
So Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers, and were carried over into Shechem and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought for a sum of money of the sons of Emor, the father of Shechem.
Right, Amor. Amor is Hamor. Yep. That landmaster. That's the landmaster he was buried. He was buried there. Abraham bought that land from Hamor, son of Shechem, and Jacob was buried there. All right? And that landmaster was given to Joseph. All right? The allotment of land was given to Joseph. That's how Jeroboam built his capital there. Because that allotment of land right there was already given to Joseph.
And you know what that's showing also? That for you to understand the New Testament, you have to have the Old Testament
Yes, you do.
history.
It says the same thing, right?
Right, you understand? Because then you won't read that. If you don't know the history of it, then you're going to get lost when you go to the New Testament.
So, why am I going here? Go back to John 4 now.
Yes, sir.
Because remember, he said the third is no nation. Remember that? This is like a sidebar again. This is sidebar again. I didn't mean to
Bring
go
it
into
out,
this.
D.
Yeah.
Just bring it out.
It makes sense. There's a lot of
All
connections.
true.
There's a lot
ties
of
together.
connections.
Yeah, it goes back to Scythians. It goes back to them too, because it's not a nation. The Scythians is not a nation at all. Scythians were a bunch of our people that were taken out their land and put somewhere else and wandered from one place to another.
And that's still our hidden history.
Yeah.
The book of John, chapter 4 and verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria?
Hold on, write this down, man. Hold on a second. Say something, y'all. I'll write this down.
Hey, get I don't know if Deacon got it, but get Isaiah 7 and 9.
I was gonna go there after, but you get.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to write this stuff down, so I'm gonna forget.
Read it again.
Yes, sir. John chapter 4 and verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria?
Right. So we're dealing with Samaria. Get Isaiah 7 and 9. Samaria. Because what we doing, we going into the history of how Samaria became Samaria, who was in the land. Isaiah 7 and 9.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 7 and verse 9. And the head of Ephraim
And the head of Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim,
is,
and the rest of the 10 tribes, go ahead.
is Samaria.
Right, meaning what? Samaria was the capital of Ephraim, of the northern kingdom.
Right.
All right? So Samaria is the capital.
And also to go back to John, when the woman says they have no dealing, let's get that Hosea 7:14. I mean 4:17. And that's the same thing he was saying when Sirach says they're foolish people too. Because the reason why is read that.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 17. Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone.
So that's why the Jews had no dealings with the
Right.
Samaritan.
That's why he called them stupid people. He
Right.
called them stupid.
Because they was given into idols.
That hatred was still going
It
on.
was there.
That hatred-
Yeah, it was written there. You read that hatred in Psalm. I forgot who wrote it. I think it was one of the Levites again. He said he spoke about Northern Kingdom in a bad way. Remember, I think it's Elijah said, if it weren't for him being here, I wouldn't even talk to you. Who was that?
Jehoshaphat,
Yo,
nah.
it was so bad.
I
Bishop
see
loved
the
that.
hostility
Bishop
for
loved that
Levi.
scripture, man. He loved that scripture, man. That's messed up. Well, he loves it.
I see the reason for
Get
the hostility with
that
Levi.
one. Get that one.
Yo, I ain't
You know what I'm talking about?
seen nothing.
Hey, read that thing. That thing's hilarious, bro.
with
Judah
quiet.
is disrespectful, man. Southern Kingdom is disrespectful. That's why it says our words are stronger than their words. If you say things, man, you hurt your feelings, man.
I got some good peoples on another kingdom side. I don't want to ruin no relationship.
I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna read what it says.
Shout out Captain Zap. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's in 2 Kings with Jehoshaphat and Ahab.
The one he talked about with Elisha, that was Jehoshaphat and Jerem.
And who?
Jerem.
Okay, all right.
Go on,
You
get
got it. You got it.
Get it.
We're in his realm now.
Right.
No, sir.
No, sir. That's Jehoshaphat and Jeremy.
No, sir, you're wrong. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Let me correct you, sir. I'm sorry. You're speaking heresies.
You don't know your history.
Man.
Yo, he trying to, so we don't remember that picture. That he took with the
bring that
book
up.
yesterday.
I didn't bring
Come
it up.
on, bro. Just when I bring it up, if you hurry up with the scripture.
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
But if you leave it dead space, man, we'll be like, yo, bring this.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look, he's not going to get it.
I
man.
thought you had it, bro.
All right, man. Let's
it.
bring that picture out, man.
He remembers.
Oh,
he remembers
man.
seeing it. That's what it
Oh,
was.
come on.
I got it.
Oh, look at that,
I don't
bro.
know what the hell's going
Second
on.
Kings 3.
Good job, sir.
There you go. Because I'm about to get that Reading Rainbow. Tell them to play that role.
Oh, man.
Man.
All right, it's getting nervous, man. Take your time, man. But hurry up.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man.
Second Kings
Bro, you said it already.
chapter 3. Second Kings chapter 3. Oh, crazy.
Yo,
Second
you
Kings.
asked for that, man.
Second Kings chapter 3, verse 13.
You got it. You got it.
And Elisha said unto the king of Israel, What have I to do with thee? Get thee to the prophets of thy father, and to the prophets of thy mother. And the king of Israel said unto him, Nay, for the Lord hath called these 3 kings together to deliver them into the hand of Moab. And Elisha said, As the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, surely, were it not that I regard the presence of Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, I would not look toward thee, nor see thee.
Yo, if it weren't for him, man, I don't even talk to you, man. Damn. I don't even acknowledge that you're here if it weren't for you, Jehoshaphat, being here.
Damn.
You're stupid.
You still I don't like you.
Stupid.
He's saying to him, I don't like you. To him, all right? It's crazy, bro. To that beef was that, well Elisha wasn't no beef. It was just that Northern Kingdom was in wickedness. Elisha was tired of them. So go back to John, where we at now? John 4.
Yes, sir. The book of John, chapter 4, and verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
Then we read earlier the Greek Samaritans. Read that earlier, and there was a place. It was a place erected where they offered animals on the altar in that same landmass. That was a place of worship there. Okay, because you Jews have no dealings with Samaritans because of what? That beef, that split. I'm going to prove she was Israel. Go ahead, read on.
Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me the drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
Living water. Go ahead.
The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou living water?
So what are you talking about? Go ahead. Watch verse 12.
Art thou greater than our father Jacob?
Stop. She asked Christ, a Jew, a Samaritan woman, asked him, Art thou greater than our father Jacob? Our father Jacob? Who is she? Is she a Hamite? Did Jacob have Hamite children? No. What the hell is this? Art thou greater than our father Jacob? Go ahead. Watch this.
Which
read
gave,
from the top.
Yes, sir. Art thou greater than our father Jacob?
Art thou greater than our father Jacob? Watch this.
Which gave us the well?
Which gave us the well. Who did Jacob give the well to in this land?
Dang.
Ephraim.
Bring it out.
Joseph. That's who she was. The descendants of Joseph. Either Ephraim or Manasseh. But she was still Northern Kingdom. Read again from the top.
Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle?
So she's telling you that she was a Jew, like she was an Israelite. Because the Northern Kingdom is not, well, the heathens refer to all of us as Jews. But we refer to them as Samaritans. Because Samaria is the capital of the Northern Kingdom. And they were called Samaritans. So they resided in Samaria. Like the Scythopolitans. Same thing. So she said, are you greater than our father Jacob, which bought us this well? Us, meaning her people that reside there, that well. So
And she knows the history.
She knows the history of their people. She knows.
She knows the history.
I'm going to further prove it now. We're going to jump down. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm going to jump down to, hold on. Husband. He calls her a hoe. You know you're a hoe. You can go do all that. You use a hoe. You had like eight niggas and all that. You had like 5 niggas. One nigga, now he ain't really a husband. He just beating it out. He just
go get your husband.
He just digging it out. He ain't really a husband.
Damn.
Look at that.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
What's that trick you looking for?
I'm sorry. I went to that place. I'm sorry. Verse, let me see. One part. Things. Verse 25.
Yes, sir. Verse 25. The woman saith unto him, I know that that Messiah is coming.
How she know?
Right.
How she know? Because Israel knew of a Messiah, a coming Messiah, because the Bible says it. The Bible said it.
Right.
And both kingdoms had acknowledged through Moses that a prophet, a Messiah, would come and deliver them. Moses spoke of it, or the prophet spoke of it. Read it again.
The woman saith unto him, I know that Messiah is coming.
Go ahead.
Which is called Christ.
Go ahead.
Which he is, when he is come, he will tell us all things.
When he is come, he will tell us, her, their people, tell us all things. Go ahead.
Jesus saith unto her, I that speak unto thee am he.
I am him. That's just talking about me. I'm that Messiah.
Damn.
Jump down to 29.
Verse 29. Come.
28.
Yes, sir. Verse 28. The woman then left her water pot and went her way into the city.
What city? The city of Samaria, where Northern Kingdom was. Go ahead.
And saith to the men, Come, see a man which told me all things that ever I did.
That I've been hoeing. He know I'm a hoe. He just know. He ain't even smash. He got to be a prophet of the Lord.
This man know I've been out here.
He know I'm giving it up.
He know my business.
He know I got mileage on it. You know. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
29.
Yes, sir. 29. Come, see a man which told me all things that ever I did. Is not this the Christ?
The Christ we heard about, we all know about. Go ahead.
Then they went out of the city and came unto him.
And she called the men to come learn. See that? So I'm just showing you that this is the Northern Kingdom residing in the land during the time of the New Testament. All right, now, give me Isaiah now. Go back to Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
You go back to Sirach again. Sirach one more time, 50 verse 26 again, so we don't lose the thought as to why we're reading this.
Yes, sir.
So no one's confused. Those of y'all who have questions or comments regarding the clash, you're more than welcome to call us at 267-702-6121. I need no help. 267-702-6121. 267-702-6121. Text us or call us.
Hey, you fired.
Damn.
You have to Deacon, you fired, bro.
Damn. I say no, leave out the worst, man. Curse everybody out, man.
I had a question on a comment. It was a spelling of a name, but I'll do it after.
Okay.
You want the Sirach first, Deacon?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 50 and verse 25. There be two manner of nations which my heart abhorreth, and the third is no nation.
The third is what?
No nation.
The third is no nation. Read on. Keep going.
They that sit upon the mountain of Samaria.
Greek Edomites. Go ahead.
And they that dwell among the Philistines.
Hamites. Go ahead.
And that foolish people that dwell in Shechem.
And that foolish people that dwell in Shechem. Okay? Which will be Greek Samaritans. Now, real quick. But the sit upon the mountain means you sit upon the government. It's different. It's different. It's not the same. The sit upon the mountains means they rule over the mountains, the land, the governments of that land. That's the Greeks. The sit in Shechem, that's Northern Kingdom that resided there. Now, get me Isaiah 7 and verse 8.
Yes, sir.
I think Jez brought this out earlier.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, before you even read that, I'm sorry, go to Deuteronomy 32 first. The prophecy regarding this. Because Moses already saw this in the spirit before it even took place. Deuteronomy 32 and 21.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God.
Right. Israel has moved God to jealousy with that which is not God because we pissed them off worshiping idols, which were not gods. Go ahead.
They have provoked me to anger.
They pissed me off. Go ahead.
With their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. Go ahead. Or not a nation. Go ahead.
I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
That sounds like Sirach 50. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
Damn.
Who's the Lord referring to? This is the Lord referring to Southern Kingdom because the leaders of the nation in this time, Moses' time, was Southern Kingdom. Moses will be considered Southern Kingdom. Okay? Judah will be the kings. That's Southern Kingdom also. Saul, Benjamin became a king. That's Southern Kingdom. So the Southern Kingdom, the Lord said, I'm gonna cause y'all, I'm gonna split y'all down the middle and cause one to be envious over the other. I'm gonna cause division amongst y'all because you're divided against me. So I'm gonna divide you against each other too. That's what the Moses is prophesying through the Spirit that there'll be what? Not a people, and provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. What's that going into? Give me Isaiah now. Isaiah 7 and verse 8.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 7 and verse 8. For the head of Samaria is Damascus.
Nope. Verse 8 again from the top.
Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 8. For the head of Syria is
Jesus
Damascus.
Christ. He says, Jesus Christ. The hell? Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. I
appreciate you.
Thank
You got a serious list just now, bro.
You notice they're always on point with the rainbow.
Yeah, with the evil,
There's an animosity.
They can't drop a damn bomb. Y'all can't.
But there's an animosity.
But the reading rainbow, y'all got that on.
Yep, they got on deck.
You did something to them brothers.
Yeah.
Yo, the evil is real, man.
Oh, man, playing it again. Oh, man.
I got a lot of enemies, man.
They accuse him day and night. Syria.
Yes, sir.
Syria. Yeah, read it again.
Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus.
The head of Syria is Damascus. Go ahead.
And the head of Damascus is risen.
And the king of Damascus is Rezin, because the capital of Syria is Damascus, and the leader of Damascus is Rezin. Go ahead.
And within 65 years.
Within 65 years, go ahead.
Shall Ephraim be broken.
Who?
Shall Ephraim be broken.
Because Ephraim made a league with the Syrians to overthrow Southern Kingdom, and the Lord raised up the Assyrians to overthrow both. All right? He raised up the Assyrians to eventually overthrow them both. Read again.
For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is risen. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken.
Ephraim shall, Northern Kingdom, Ephraim, the 9-10 tribes shall be broken. Go ahead.
That it be not a people.
That Ephraim will no longer be considered a people. Or what? Or a nation. That's what Sirach said earlier in Sirach 50, verse 26 and 25 and 26. Who is a people that's no nation. A foolish people, like he said back in Moses' time. Now, not a people. Get me Romans 10:19.
So I was just reading that.
Romans 10:19.
Because the point is, just like Officer brought out earlier, if you don't know the history, you don't know the prophecy, when you read these things in Paul, you totally lost.
I said this a long time ago, officer. I told the audience a long time ago. When I emphasized the history of the split of the kingdoms being split, I said that right there, that split of the kingdoms is the introduction to the whole Bible, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Once you the splitting of the kingdoms is the introduction to the Old and New Testament. Yep. If you don't understand the split of the kingdoms, the splitting of the kingdoms, you'll understand nothing outside of that. Nothing. The New Testament revolves completely around the restoration of the 12 tribes because of the split that took place after Solomon. Period. That's why the Lord told Solomon's son, don't fight against this. This thing is of me. Leave it alone. Because Moses already prophesied out provoking the jealousy which are not a people, with a foolish nation. Romans 10:19. You Christians are going to run to this now. Romans 10:19. That's Gentiles. Okay. Romans 10:19. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 19. But I say, did not Israel know?
But I say, did not Israel know? Know what?
First Moses said.
First Moses said this. Said what?
I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you.
Read 20.
But Isaiah is very bold and saith, I was found of them that sought me not. I was made manifest unto them that asked not after me.
Meaning going into northern kingdom, because the southern kingdom rejected Christ. But it was prophesied that northern kingdom, in the midst of their ignorance, in the midst of their idolatry, in the midst of being foolish, they were going to seek the Lord more than southern kingdom was. And spread the gospel, because going back to what? Paul's ministry to the Gentiles or the Greek Samaritans. These are our people, northern kingdom. Now, I'm going to go further. Read verse 19 again.
Yes, sir. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you.
Because Paul's letter right here was addressed to the elders of the synagogue in Rome. These elders were southern kingdom. Jews. He's writing to Jews. When you read in the earlier chapters, like Romans 7 verse 1, I speak to them that know the law. Romans 2 and 1, thou that call thyself a Jew. He's writing to Judah. So he's saying the Lord, Moses told you guys, southern kingdom, Judah, that he was going to provoke you to anger with them that are not a people. Who's that? Northern kingdom. Moses prophesied in the 5 books of the split. Now, get 1 Peter 2 and 5. We're going to find out who this people is. And he says, I'll provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you. Who is he talking about? Is he referring to the Lord provoking Jews to jealousy with other nations? Let's see. Maybe that's it. That's what you Christians think, right?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to
put it together.
I'm trying to stay on the train myself. So Isaiah was prophesying to Northern Kingdom about who they were also, correct?
Isaiah was prophesying to
what we just read.
Isaiah prophesied that Northern Kingdom was going to be broken and be not a people.
Right.
He told the king Ahaz that.
But he wasn't saying it to Northern Kingdom.
He was saying it to Southern Kingdom.
He was saying to Southern. Okay, a copy.
He was. Remember, Isaiah was prophesying to the king of. Remember, Northern Kingdom was allied with the Assyrians at the time to overthrow Southern Kingdom in Isaiah's time. He said, in 65 years from now, these guys are going to be gone. They won't be a people.
Understood.
Based upon what Moses told us in Deuteronomy 32:21.
Exactly. Copy.
1 Peter 2 and 5.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 5.
Matter of fact, no. Read 1 Peter 1 and 1 to see who Peter is talking to. 1 Peter 1 and 1.
1 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 1.
You Christians go, you got to read the context, brother. The context. That's you Christians run to that word so much and never ever deal with it. You cry context, never ever stay in it. 1 Peter 1 and 1.
1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 1. Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia.
To Bithynia. Bithynia, maybe. I don't know. Bithynia, Bithynia, whatever. To the strangers scattered throughout. To the strangers scattered throughout these lands. Go ahead, read on.
Elect according to the foreknowledge of God the Father.
What people were called the elect according to the foreknowledge of God? According to the knowledge, because foreknowledge means knowledge before or in the past. Who are the elect of God in the past that he's alluding to? That's called strangers in Peter's time. Give me Isaiah. You know I want Isaiah. Regarding the elect.
Come on, bro. 44.
Whichever was it, 40? Whatever,
7 seconds, bro.
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 4.
Yes, sir.
For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee. though thou hast not known me.
Right. So Israel, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. That's who the elect are according to the foreknowledge of God. So Peter is writing to the elect who are strangers scattered throughout these Greek areas who are called the elect according to the foreknowledge of God. Give me James 1:1, which is before Peter. He tells you who they are, who are scattered throughout these lands. James 1:1.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
That's who the strangers are Peter's writing to. The 12 tribes scattered abroad. Greetings. Now, go back to 1 Peter again. 1 Peter 2 and verse 9.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9.
No, I'm sorry. 1 Peter 2 and verse... Hold on. I lost my damn place.
Brother on the comment board said this topic has just turned into another class.
Yeah, man. I said sidebar.
All praise.
That was not my intention.
Oh, praises.
But it's going there.
Hey, y'all take these notes down.
That's still hitting history.
Right, it's still hidden history. Nobody knows about that split. That's still a mystery right now.
If you want to understand the New Testament.
Yeah, 1 Peter 2 and 9. I was right.
Yes, sir.
1 Peter 2 and 9 and 10.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9.
The context we're dealing with is the people, is them who are no longer a nation and not a people. That's what Moses said in Deuteronomy 32:21. Isaiah spoke about it happening in Isaiah 7 verse, was it 14? Sirach said it in Sirach 50 verse 25 and 26. Now we're going to read it again in 1 Peter 2 and 9. We're going to see who it's referring to.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people.
There's never been a time where God referred to real Gentile nations as a royal priesthood or a peculiar people. The only ones who are referred to as a peculiar people were the children of Israel. That's it. Nobody else. You're not going to tell me anywhere in the Bible, oh yeah, he called the Canaanites chosen people. That ain't biblical.
Never happened.
Never. Read on.
That ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Read 9 again.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
Stop. Who is Peter writing to? He's addressing the strangers in Bithynia, Pontus, who are called the elect according to the foreknowledge of God. Who are the chosen generation? Who's the royal priesthood? Who's the peculiar people he's writing to? The strangers scattered abroad. The Israelites. Period. But Peter's calling them strangers. Read it again. That's who Peter's addressed his letter to. Read it again.
But ye,
as in you strangers, back in Peter 1 and 1,
are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and a holy nation, a peculiar people.
Go ahead.
That ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness.
Who have called you out of darkness. Go ahead.
Unto his marvelous light.
Into the light of his son, Jesus the Christ. Next verse, watch this.
Which in time past.
Remember, he said, you were a chosen generation. You were a royal priesthood. You were a holy nation. You were a peculiar people. Right? Next, watch this.
Which in time past.
You guys who I'm referring to in the verse above, in time past what?
Were not a people.
Were what?
Were not a people.
Were not a people.
That's right.
Who's that? That's Israelites. That's Northern Kingdom.
Right.
You in time past were not a people. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
But are now.
But now that you're following Christ, you're turning back to your Father through his Son. Go ahead.
The people of God.
But now you're the people of God. Go ahead.
Which had not obtained mercy.
He's quoting somebody else now. Which had not obtained mercy, because under Moses you cannot get mercy for what they did. They went into idolatry. Under Moses, they're all doomed. All of us are condemned under Moses. All of us. Read again. Which what?
Which had not obtained mercy.
Go ahead.
But now have obtained mercy.
But now you obtain mercy. Give me Hosea now, 1. To go into them not being a people or no longer a nation. Hosea 1. Hosea prophesied against his own damn people. No, his own kingdom.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Verse 10, Deacon?
Nope. Hold on.
23, 21, 23.
Nope, I don't want that either. Hosea 1, and I want 1 verse 8.
Yes, sir. The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 8. Now when she had weaned Leruhamah, she conceived and bare a son.
So Hosea had children, and each child's name represented a judgment against northern kingdom. All right? So you had Jezreel, that's the seed of Israel. Leruhamah, which means, read verse 6.
Yes, sir.
The seed of northern kingdom.
Yeah.
Jezreel.
Jezreel means seed of Israel, but it's referring to northern kingdom. Seed of Israel.
You sure about that? Jezreel, seed of northern kingdom.
Yes. it's
Okay,
referring
okay.
to-
I just want to, I didn't want that to slide over my head.
Yes. The Spirit of the
We
Lord is
got
upon you at
cheese.
this point.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. It's working today.
Trouble God, he's a guy.
Yeah, we got
It's like,
them.
it's like a dove descended upon
Yeah.
Mount Zion.
Turn that up.
Head.
Turn that up. There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Turn me up. Turn my mic up. I'm sorry, Dick. Yeah.
This is blasphemy on the show.
I didn't provoke this, by the way.
I
Listen,
know, Deke. I know.
it's all prophetic. Your name, that's the name you choose. You chose that name, my brother. And look at what the scripture's saying. Carry on, Dick, please. Thank you.
Bring it out.
Hosea 1 and 6, please. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let Jezreel meditate on it. Verse 6.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 6. And she conceived again and bare a daughter.
So she had a son first, called his name Jezreel. Okay? Then she conceived again, had a child again, pregnant again, and had what?
and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, call her name Leruhamah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel.
That's Jezreel. I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel. That's northern kingdom here. Go ahead.
But I will utterly take them away.
I will scatter them, and they will become lost. The lost 10 or the lost 9. That's what he's talking about. So Isaiah was referring to. Read on.
But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah,
Judah, I'm going to deal with. Go ahead.
and will save them by the Lord their God, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by
Because
horsemen.
God himself would defend us. Because when the Assyrians came, they overthrew northern kingdom, but Judah was defended by an angel against the Assyrians. The Assyrians did not succeed in overthrowing us. The Babylonians did. Read on.
Now when she had weaned Leruhamah,
So Neruhamah are at this point is around 3 years old now. Go ahead.
she conceived and bare a son.
Bear a son and go ahead.
Then said God, call his name Loami.
So the lo means not. So Ruhamah means mercy. Lo means no or not. No mercy for Israel. And lo is lo ami. Lo means no again. Go ahead.
For
or not.
For ye are not my people, and I will not be your God.
So ami means my people. So guess what? Like that's so guess what? Guess what that means? That would mean that the northern kingdom, he's saying that you will not be my people. When you're not God's people, what do you become?
Heathen.
You become Gentiles. You become heathen. You become heathen, Gentiles, Greeks,
Stranger.
strangers, that uncircumcision. That's what you become. You become Gentiles. He's telling northern kingdom, you guys are no longer going to get any mercy and no longer my people. You will not be a people. That's what he's telling northern kingdom. Then Peter said, now that you've come and returned to Christ, you have now obtained mercy that you lost, and you're now his people again, that you were no longer before. Read again. Read on. Not again.
Yes, sir. Then said God, call his name Loami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God.
And I will not be your God. Next verse.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea,
Yet despite this, Israel will still grow in number as the sand of the sea. Go ahead.
which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Which Israel cannot be measured nor numbered for multitude. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place
It shall come to pass in the place where Israel be scattered, in the place, which is primarily here, the place, go ahead,
where it was said unto them, ye are not my people,
where it was said unto them, ye are not God's people, go ahead.
there
There are no places where Israel lives or scattered abroad, go ahead.
it shall be said unto them,
It shall be told them what?
ye are the sons of the living God.
So what is the Lord saying? He's saying that right now you're not my people, you'll get no mercy, but there will come a time when you will be my people and will obtain mercy. So Hosea is prophesying what? That they're going to lose mercy not be his people, but then eventually gain mercy again through his son and be his people all over again. Read on.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together.
What's that tell you? He's saying what? That the two kingdoms are going to be what? Reunited. Go ahead.
And appoint themselves one head.
That's Christ right there. Go ahead.
And they shall come up out of the land.
They shall be taken up out of the land. Not lands, land. Because the majority of both are in one landmass. That's North America. That's here. That's the majority of all 12 are here. Go ahead.
For great shall be the day of Jezreel.
For great shall be the day of the house of Israel. Because we're going to get a great deliverance out of that land and other lands as well. But primarily this land here. All right? Which is spiritual Egypt. Where all 12 were held captive. In this Egypt here, the majority of the 12 are here held captive. All right? So now.
And all of that goes with Ezekiel, 37:22.
Yep. Ezekiel 37:22. Yeah.
Cornelius, Acts 10. He the one, that breach was closed with Cornelius.
I want to keep reading about Cornelius for. If you go to Acts 10:1 real quick.
Yes, sir.
Google Caesarea, please. Just go to Acts 10:1. Look how it's spelled there and type that in there and see where it is. So I ain't got to tell you how to spell it. You just find it yourself.
Brothers on their own.
Brothers is like,
Play that song for yourself.
thank you. There you go. Play it for yourself.
Praise.
Damn.
Good job. Acts 10:1, real quick.
He's happy. You look at him. He's happy. Yeah.
Damn.
The table have stirred.
The Lord heard my prayers.
My man says prayers be what? He up to 20 minutes now?
20 minutes now. Got a long list.
All right, Acts 10:1. Let's see what. Read that.
Yes, sir. The book of Acts, chapter 10 and verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
So Christians go, see, Italian band. They disregard where he's from. Caesarea. Where's Caesarea located? Blow it up, please.
Bring it out.
Caesarea Philippi. It's located where? Caesarea Philippi is located, blow it up, that's as far as it can go. There you go. It's located right above Syria. It's in the north, it's Galilee, it's right above. Go to Google it.
It looks like that's where Shechem was.
Yeah, as it looks like. I'm trying to see. It says right next. Oh wait. Go back to the map again. Look, who's on the left side of Caesarea? Dan, right? Yeah. So now give me. That says Dan right there, right? Yeah. Now give me a map of the Promised Land where all the tribes are allotted, and we're gonna see who's next to Dan. That's how we'll do it.
Bring it out.
But then Google Caesarea where it is. So don't leave that out. Open another window.
Try to do a side by side.
Yeah, side by side.
Side by side.
Caesarea Philippi. Right? So the Greeks took it over. Or Romans took it over and named it that.
Yes,
Caesarea. Caesar, right.
And Philip the Macedonian.
Yep, probably. Who knows?
Philippi.
Oh, yeah, Philip. Yeah, I bet so. Yeah. Their names, yeah. You see Dan next door. You see Hazor. You see Tyre, Sidon, Lebanon above that, Mount Hermon, Damascus above that, because we have part of Syria.
Yeah, Dan.
Remember, it says Jacob came from Padanaram. Aram is Syria.
You got Dan and Ephraim right there.
Oh, blow it up some. Move it over. You can overlap it. Overlap it. So everybody can see that map. Blow it up.
Yeah, Asher, Zebulun.
I'm looking for Dan. I want to see who's next to Dan. Tell you. I don't know why I do it. Oh, Italian band. Okay. Italian band. Blow it up. Yep. Move it. Get the map right there. I want that one. Oh, look at that. Who's next to Dan?
Dang.
Oh, Ephraim. Oh, Ephraim. Oh, that's where Cornelius is from. Oh, wow. Look at that. Like the Samaritan woman. Just like her. I have no dealings, remember? He from right there. Now go there. Google Caesarea Philippi, please. See where that place is originally. There's Wikipedia or whatever. Caesarea Philippi. Just Google that. See what that place is originally. Who that land was for. Yeah, Wikipedia, whatever.
Yeah, these Christians simple as hell.
Yeah, they dumb,
They don't
man.
know how to read.
Nope, they don't.
Reading is fundamental. Reading is very
When
fundamental.
you guys go out there and teach, show you brothers out there, come across someone that argues Cornelius to say, where's Cornelius from?
Stay right in verse 1.
Yeah, let's stay in verse 1. Don't never mind his profession. Where's he from?
We should laminate a map like that
Huh? Yeah, we should. Yep.
for camp.
Because our people don't look up words, nothing. Y'all got it?
Come on, y'all. Come on. You found it?
I don't know. Oh,
You found something? We got to find something myself. Y'all brother taking too long. Caesarea Philippi. I found something. You got to understand, man. People, the Christians run to Cornelius. Hey, Cornelius. Because he's of the Italian band. They go, see, he was Italian. No.
Simple as hell. And even the Italian band, while Deacon looking for that, Italian band just goes into an army. He was in the army. He was in the military. Just like you have us today in Esau's military.
Right, yep.
The same thing. All right, but they look at Italian. Oh, that's a white man. Real quick,
Right.
without even thinking of anything else. It's a white man automatically. Nah,
Because the white man is their God. The
white man's they got. That's all they see.
y'all need a better map. I'm sending one y'all right now.
But what Deacon is bringing out is very heavy as far as now y'all have understanding. Like he said, you got to go to the Old Testament in order to understand the New. All right? When you go back to the split back in, what is it, 1 Kings? 1 Kings 12, okay, that's the beginning of the split. That's when everything popped off with between Rehoboam and Jeroboam. All right? And then from that point on, that's when we had no dealings with Northern Kingdom at all. All right, as you see throughout the numerous scriptures. But when you get to the New Testament, then you see that the Lord wanted to do what? He wanted to rejoin us back together. All right, get that in Ezekiel 37.
Yes, sir.
Until Deacon find.
Yes, sir.
Either one of the two I send y'all might be good. All right.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 16.
Let me get that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions. And join them one to another into one stick.
Take both of them sticks and join it one to another. All right, as what? One nation. All right, that's why we got the 12 tribes chart out there on the streets. All right, go ahead.
And they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not shew us what thou meanest by these?
And that's what we doing out in the streets.
Right.
Today, that's what we doing on the streets. We showing our people what we mean by the 12 tribes, by the sign.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me tell you this, man. That's how I got when I first found the truth.
got
That's exactly what I asked the brothers.
I got it.
When I saw the sign,
Right.
it says Levi Haitian.
found
I
that
said, what do you
stuff,
mean
bro.
by that? Exactly the same thing.
It's prophecy. This is
And they
prophecy.
go into the history, Deuteronomy 28,
Right.
slavery,
Yep.
and I was like, what? Really? Boom. And that was it.
That's it.
Exactly prophecy.
paper
So this is the
Hey.
prophecy. But
Yeah.
Sorry about that. The map right there, you say you wanted something side by side.
Yeah.
That one, kind of, remember we stated earlier, there was a lot of Galileans. That was all
Right.
these people showing. Look where Caesarea Philippi is located.
It's right there.
We can't go any bigger than that? All right, that's it. Well, they could see it.
Right, so that's Northern Kingdom's region, pretty much.
Yep.
Caesarea Philippi is the Northern Kingdom region. It was referred to as, it was called the Hellenized area called Peneus, after the Greek god Pan. Okay, Philippi, Caesarea, it says.
And right next door to Dan.
Next to
if
Dan,
y'all
they're
can
called,
see.
right next door, right next door to Dan. Okay, this Northern Kingdom area. It became part of the Ptolemaic Kingdom. Okay, which means it became Hellenized. Okay, it became the Hellenized area, or they became Greek Samaritans. All right, so that's the land of Israel. Basically, that's the land of Israel. Caesarea is the land of Israel. That's the point I'm bringing out. So you had Cornelius from the land of Israel that was part of the Roman army. That's all that means. He was an Israelite that was enlisted in the Roman army. That's all it means. But I'm going ahead now. That's Rome. I'm going ahead a little bit. The sidebar. So we would say, look what?
No, I was going to say that when you look at the ministry of John, when he was baptizing the Israelite, there was a lot of soldiers that came in to be baptized of John.
Right, exactly.
That was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you Negroes is in American military.
Yep.
Right. But America is an extension of Rome. So you're part of the Italian band now too in the U.S. military.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Deacon went deep on him just now.
Damn.
Hey, D, can I throw just one more in there for the
Yeah.
sake of the context?
Yeah.
Which was, this proves, like Peter was saying, speaking of a prophecy in Isaiah 49, verse 5 and 6. Now, the top of the whole subject says, Christ sent to the Gentiles with gracious promise. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 5. And now, saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him.
Right.
Though Israel be not gathered,
Though Israel be not gathered, the northern kingdom. Read.
yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my God shall be my strength. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob,
And who else?
and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles,
Which they will call Gentiles. Right? Go ahead.
that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
First sentence in 7.
Verse 7, thus saith the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel, and his Holy One, to him whom man despiseth.
Right. So that was what Peter was saying, that this nation is going to come back to me. And it's right here. This is a promise from Christ, putting it through Isaiah, to tell them they're going to be my people.
Right,
And
like
those
Hosea.
are the people that was called the Gentiles.
Right. Like Hosea said. Same thing as Hosea said.
That's the context.
Yep, that's the context.
For the pastors.
That's it?
Yes, yes, sir. That's it.
First Maccabees 10, verse 29. So we're going back there now. We made our way back.
Yeah, we back.
We made our way back.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 10 and verse 29. And now do I free you, and for your sake I release all the Jews from tributes, and from the customs of salt, and from crown taxes.
Come on.
And from that which appertaineth unto me, to receive for the third part of the seed, and the half of the fruit of the trees. I release it from this day forth, so that they shall not be taken of the land of Judea, nor of the 3 governments which are added thereunto out of the country of Samaria and Galilee, from this day forth forevermore.
So I'm going to give you these lands. Land of Judea, nor the 3 governments of which are added thereunto out of the country of Samaria. I add. So you guys have rulership over Judea, and you take these 3 governments or mountains of Samaria over as well. You get to reign over those 2. Go ahead.
Let Jerusalem also be holy and free, with the borders thereof, both from tenths and tributes. And as for the tower which is at Jerusalem, I will yield up my authority over it, and give it to the high priest, that he may set it in such men as he shall choose to keep it.
That's to rule over it. Go ahead, to govern it. Go ahead.
Moreover, I freely set at liberty every one of the Jews that were carried captive out of the land of Judea into any part of my kingdom. And I will give that all my officers remit the tributes, even of their cattle. Furthermore, I will that all the feasts and Sabbaths and new moons and solemn days and the 3 days before the feast and the 3 days after the feast shall be all days of immunity and freedom for all the Jews in my realm.
Damn. So these guys, see how he studied us? He was studying us. You guys get your new moons, your solemn days, your Sabbaths, your feasts. When Edom conquered us, they had to study our history, study our how we keep our feast days, all of that. Because you guys have all the freedom you want and immunity all you want during your feast day celebrations. I will not bother you for anything. Go ahead.
Also, no man shall have authority to meddle with them.
See? Because they had authority to stop us from keeping them if they want to. Go ahead.
Or to molest any of them in any matter.
To harm you in any manner. Go ahead.
I will further that there be enrolled among the king's forces about 30,000 men of the Jews.
See, there you go. And your people can join my army.
Damn.
Your people can be enlisted in my army. Read it again. That go back to Cornelius.
Yes, sir.
That just ties together. See how it's tied together?
Damn.
Read it again.
I will further that there be enrolled among the king's forces about 30,000 men of the Jews, unto whom pay shall be given.
They'll get paid. Go ahead.
As belongeth to all the king's forces.
They get paid the same, because that lets you know what? That lets you know that when we did fight in their military, they wasn't paying us. You had racial inequality going on in the military. He said, if you guys join my military, you'll be treated like all the other Greeks. Because normally they wouldn't be. You understand? Normally we would not be treated well. He said, listen, if you guys enroll in my army, you'll be treated like the Greeks. You'll get equal treatment. That's what he's promising us if we enroll or enlist in his army. This is crazy. Go ahead.
And of them some shall be placed in the king's strongholds, of whom also some shall be set over the affairs of the kingdom.
I'm going to give you guys jobs. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Which are of trust. And I will that their overseers and governors be of themselves.
And I'm going to give you guys to reign over each other. You won't have my men rule over you no more. You have your own overseers and rulers over your own affairs. Go ahead.
And that they live after their own laws, even as the king have commanded in the land of Judea. And concerning the three governments.
Here we go again, them three governments again. Go ahead.
That are added to Judea from the country of Samaria, let them be joined with Judea, that they may be reckoned to be under one, nor bound to obey other authority than the high priest.
Other than yours, Jonathan, you guys have complete rulership over those three governments of Samaria added to Judea. Go ahead.
As for Ptolemaeus and the land pertaining thereto, I give it as a free gift to the sanctuary at Jerusalem for the necessary expenses of the sanctuary.
Dang, Ptolemaeus is yours now. Go ahead.
Moreover, I give every year 15,000 shekels of silver out of the king's accounts from the places appertaining, and all the overplus which the officers pay not as in former time, for henceforth shall be given toward the works of the temple. And beside this, the 5,000 shekels of silver, which they took from the uses of the temple out of the accounts year by year, even those things shall be released, because they appertain to the priests that minister.
Okay.
And whosoever they be that flee unto the temple at Jerusalem, or be within the liberties thereof, being indebted unto the king, or for any other matter, let them be at liberty, and all that they have in my realm.
Those who are wanted for owing me money, they're free. They're good. They're exonerated. Go ahead.
For the building also and repairing of the works of the sanctuary expenses shall be given of the king's account. Yea, and for the building of the walls of Jerusalem and the fortifying thereof round about, expenses shall be given out of the king's account, as also for the buildings of the walls in Judea. Now when Jonathan and the people heard these words, they gave no credit unto them, nor received them, because they remembered the great evil that he had done in Israel. For he had afflicted them very sore.
Yeah.
But with Alexander, they were well pleased.
Damn, so Alexander won them over. Alexander Bayless won them over. Go ahead.
Because he was the first that entreated of true peace with them, and they were confederate with him always. Then gathered King Alexander great forces and camped over against Demetrius. And after the two kings had joined battle, Demetrius' host fled, but Alexander followed after him and prevailed against them. And he continued the battle very sore until the sun went down, and that day was Demetrius slain. Afterward, Alexander sent ambassadors.
Read again.
Yes,
got
sir.
the what?
And he continued the battle very sore until the sun went down. And that day was Demetrius slain.
So Alexander Balis killed Demetrius. He got him. He conquered him. Go ahead.
Afterward, Alexander sent ambassadors to Ptolemy, king of Egypt, with a message to this effect. For as much as I am come again to my realm, and set in the throne of my progenitors, I have gotten the dominion and overthrown Demetrius, and recovered our country. For after I had joined battle with him, both he and his host was discomfited by me, so that we so that we sit in the throne of his kingdom. Now therefore, let us make a league of amity together, and give me now thy daughter to wife, and I will be thy son-in-law, and give both thee and her gifts according to thy dignity.
So now he said, listen, man, I want your daughter. So Alexander Balis asked Ptolemy for his daughter's hand in marriage. Okay? Go ahead.
Then Ptolemy the king gave answer, saying, Happy be the day wherein thou didst return into the land of thy fathers, and sattest in the throne of their kingdom. And now will I do to thee as thou hast written. Meet me therefore at Ptolemaeus, that we may see one another, for I will marry my daughter to thee according to thy desire. So Ptolemy went out of Egypt with his daughter Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. The woman that you black people love so much. Cleopatra was a Greek woman. All the Cleopatras were derived from Ptolemies, Greek kings. All the Cleopatras, the first to the last, all derived from Greek families. They were not black women. Okay? The ones that look brown because the Ptolemies messed with black women and made them. But they were Greek women. Okay? Cleopatra, go ahead.
So Ptolemy went out of Egypt with his daughter Cleopatra, and they came unto Ptolemaeus in the 162nd year, where King Alexander, meeting him, gave unto him his daughter Cleopatra.
So the Ptolemy that's being referenced in what verse is that? 51 was Ptolemy the 6th Philometer. Okay? Ptolemy the 6th Philometer is the Ptolemy he wrote to regarding asking for his daughter's hand in marriage. Alexander Balis asked Ptolemy the 6th Philometer for his hand in marriage. Okay, that's the same Ptolemy Philometer back in 2 Maccabees 4:21. Okay, Ptolemaeus Philometer, something like that. Go ahead.
Verse 58. Where King Alexander meeting him.
No. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. I left a lot of stuff out of here. Hold on. What time is it?
3:10.
All right. Go back. What verse you in now?
Verse 58, sir.
Hold on to that. 51. Regarding 1 Maccabees 10:51. Read 2 Maccabees 4:21. Regarding who this guy is, real quick. His daughter's name is Cleopatra. Alexander Balis wanted to marry his daughter Cleopatra. Let's get some information real quick on this guy, Ptolemy Philometer.
Yes, sir. 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 21. Now when Apollonius, the son of Menethius, was sent unto Egypt for the coronation of King Ptolemaeus Philometer.
Same guy. This is the same guy that Alexander Balis wrote to earlier. Okay, go ahead.
Antiochus, understanding him not to be well affected to his affairs, provided for his own safety, whereupon he came to Joppa, and from thence to Jerusalem.
Right, so Ptolemaeus Philometer was not a fan of Antiochus Epiphanes. He didn't like him too much. All right, go to 1 Maccabees 1:18.
First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 18. And made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled.
No, that's the wrong guy. Forget
Yes,
it.
sir.
Wrong one. Go to Esther 11:6.
Yes, sir.
Go that down by accident. Esther 11:6. Esther 11 and verse. Rest in Apocrypha 11 and verse 6, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Let me get there with you. Esther 11. Hold on. So, trying to find. So, read that. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Read that.
The rest of Esther, chapter 11 and verse 6.
11 verse 6. Watch this.
And behold, 2 great dragons came forth.
No, Esther 11 and verse 1.
Yes, sir. Esther chapter 11 and verse 1. In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemaeus.
The 4th year of the reign of Ptolemaeus. Ptolemaeus who? Ptolemaeus Philometor the 6th. It's the same guy. Watch this.
And Cleopatra.
And his wife, Cleopatra. And when they had daughters, they became Cleopatra also. Cleopatra II, whom Alexander Balis wanted to marry. Okay, read again.
In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemaeus and Cleopatra, Dositheus, who said he was a priest and Levite, and Ptolemaeus his son, brought this epistle of Purim, which they said was the same, and that Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemaeus, that was in Jerusalem, had interpreted it.
Read from the top.
Yes, sir. In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemaeus and Cleopatra.
Ptolemaeus and Cleopatra were sister and brother, and they were married. Okay, that's his sister wife. Cleopatra is the sister of Ptolemaeus Philometor, sister wife. Okay, and had a daughter named Cleopatra, whom Alexander wanted to marry. Read again. From the top.
In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemaeus and Cleopatra.
So in the 4th year, when these guys were ruling, in this 4th year of his reign, go ahead. Remember, we read earlier in 2 Maccabees 4:21, his coronation, when he was made king. So within his 4th year, watch what happens. Read.
Dositheus, who said he was a priest and Levite,
who claimed to be who said he was a Levite, go ahead.
And Ptolemaeus, his son.
And Ptolemaeus, his son. We took upon ourselves Greek names. His son, Ptolemaeus, go ahead.
Brought this epistle of Purim.
He brought this, we're reading the rest of Esther right here. He brought this forth. He found it. He brought this forth. Go ahead.
Which they said was the same.
Which they said was, which is this right here. He said this right here is the rest of Esther. During the 4th reign of Ptolemaeus, this guy named Dositheus and his son Ptolemaeus brought forth the rest of the documents or records of what happened of Esther during this time. Read on.
And that Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemaeus,
Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemaeus, or Dositheus' grandson, go ahead,
that was in Jerusalem, had interpreted.
And he was the one that interpreted it and explained how it was that this right here, this record here, is the rest of Esther. So during Ptolemy Philometor was the time when they found the rest of Esther. Okay, so the rest of Esther was discovered and added into the Bible, or added on to whatever during this time. You understand? So the rest of Esther, it says which are found neither in the Hebrew nor in the Chaldee, because it was found in Greek. Okay, Dositheus said, "Oh, this is the rest of Esther," and they translated it out of the Greek and so forth during this time, during his 4th year. So during Alexander Balis, during whatever this time, this rest of Esther was pretty much discovered, interpreted, and brought forth. All right? So now, let's go back to verse 57.
Yes, sir. 1 Maccabees, chapter 10 and verse 57. So Ptolemy went out of Egypt with his daughter Cleopatra, and they came unto Ptolemaeus in the 162nd year, where King Alexander, meeting him, gave unto him his daughter Cleopatra.
This is Cleopatra Thea. This is Cleopatra Thea, his daughter. That's her name. Go ahead.
And celebrated her marriage at Ptolemaeus with great glory, as the manner of kings is.
Go ahead.
Now King Alexander had written unto Jonathan that he should come and meet him, who thereupon went honorably to Ptolemaeus, where he met the 2 kings, and gave them and their friends silver and gold, and many presents, and found favor in their sight. At that time, pestilent fellows of Israel, men of wicked life, assembled themselves against him to accuse him, but the king would not hear them.
Oh God, wicked Negroes trying to cause problems, but the king wouldn't listen to them. Go ahead.
Yea, more than that, the king commanded to take off his garments and clothe him in purple, and they did so. Also, he made him sit by himself, and said unto his princes, Go with him into the midst of the city, and make proclamation that no man complain against him of any matter, and that no man trouble him for any manner of cause. Now when his accusers saw that he was honored according to the proclamation, and clothed in purple, they fled all away. So the king honored him and wrote him among the chief friends and made him a duke and partaker of his dominion.
Wait. I'm sorry. What verse you in now?
Verse 65.
Hold on. He made him sit by him. Referring to Alexander, correct? Alexander, and let's see, hold on. Verse 65. 64 again?
Yes, sir. Verse 64. Now when his accusers saw that he was honored according to the proclamation and clothed in purple, they fled all away.
Okay, yeah, his enemies ran away. Go ahead.
So the king honored him and wrote him among his chief friends and made him a duke.
Damn, you know what becomes dukes? Edom. Made him a duke. Edom is duke. Give me that real fast. In Genesis. Edom become Genesis 36. And our Bible has it. Damn. Genesis 36. Read 40.
Genesis.
Wow.
Chapter 36.
Verse 40.
And verse 40.
40 to, what is it here? 40 to, thank you, Esau. 40 to 43.
Good
Yes,
for
sir.
something.
And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau.
Of who?
Of Esau.
Remember earlier, we read earlier how it says that the Sirach said what? He hates those that sit upon the mountains of Samaria. Who was that? These are Greeks. So you have a Greek making another Greek a duke because it's the same people. Read again.
And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau, according to their families, after their places, by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Jetheth, Duke Aholbana, Duke Ella, Duke Panan, Duke Kenaz, Duke Teman,
Duke Timan. Go ahead. That'd be your Germans. Go ahead.
Duke Mibzar, Duke Migdal,
Duke Magdiel is believed to have conquered Italy. They say it's Magdiel that did it. Go ahead.
Duke Aram. These be the dukes of Edom,
Dukes of Edom. Go ahead.
according to their habitations in the land of their
In
possession.
the land of their possessions, they became dukes. Go ahead.
He is Esau, the father of the Edomites.
Damn. Go back. Edom, listen, man. The Greeks are Edomites.
That's it.
Hands down. Up and down, man.
First Maccabees, chapter 10 and verse 65. So the king honored him and wrote him among his chief friends and made him a duke and partaker of his dominion.
Yeah, a duke. Yeah, that's what Edomites do. Make you dukes. Go ahead.
Afterward, Jonathan returned to Jerusalem with peace and gladness. Furthermore, in 165th year came Demetrius, son of Demetrius, out of Crete into the land of his fathers. Whereof, when King Alexander heard tell, he was right sorry and returned into Antioch.
You want to read again? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
I'm underlining, highlighting stuff. I'm sorry about reading along with you.
Yes, sir.
Read about Jonathan again?
Yes, sir.
Afterward, Jonathan what?
Verse 66. Afterward, Jonathan returned to Jerusalem with peace and gladness.
Right, go ahead.
Furthermore, in 165th year came Demetrius, son of Demetrius, out of Crete into the land of his fathers.
So when Demetrius got killed, his son pops up out of Crete. This is Demetrius the second Nicator. This right here is Demetrius the second Nicator. He came out of the island of Crete, a Greek island, when after his father was killed by Alexander Balis. Go ahead.
Wherefore, when King Alexander heard tell, he was right sorry and returned into Antioch.
Go ahead.
Then Demetrius made Apollonius the governor of Celesyria, his general, who gathered together a great host and camped in Jamnia, and sent unto Jonathan the high priest, saying, Thou alone lifted up thyself against us, and I am laughed to scorn for thy sake, and reproached. And why dost thou vaunt thy power against us in the mountains? Now therefore, if thou trustest in thy own strength, come down to us in the plain field, and there let us try the matter together, for with me is the power of the cities. Ask and learn who I am.
Ask about me. You might talk a mess. Ask about me.
And the rest that take our part, that they shall tell thee and they shall tell thee that thy foot is not able to stand before our face. For thy fathers have been twice put to flight in their own land.
Damn, disrespectful. Go ahead.
Wherefore now thou shalt not be able to abide the horsemen and so great a power in the plain, where is neither stone nor flint, nor place to flee unto. So when Jonathan heard these words of Apollonius,
This is Apollonius, this is general. Go ahead, the king's general. Go ahead.
He was-
Demetrius the second's general. Go ahead.
he was moved in his mind, and choosing 10,000 men, he went out of Jerusalem,
Piss Jonathan off. Go ahead.
where Simon his brother met him for to help him. And he pitched his tent against Joppa, but they of Joppa shut him out of the city, because Apollonius had a garrison there.
Damn.
Then Jonathan laid siege unto it, whereupon they of the city let him in for fear. And so Jonathan won Joppa. Whereof, when Apollonius heard, he took 3,000 horsemen with a great host of footmen, and went to Azotus as one that journeyed, and therewith withal drew him forth into the plain, because he had a great number of horsemen, in whom he put his trust. Then Jonathan followed after him to Azotus, where the armies joined battle. Now Apollonius had left 1,000 horsemen in ambush, and Jonathan knew that there was an ambushment behind him, for they had compassed in his host, and cast darts at the people, from morning till evening. But the people stood still, as Jonathan had commanded them, and so the enemy's horses were tired. Then brought Simon forth his host, and set them against the horsemen, for the footmen, for the horsemen were spent,
Horsemen were tired. Go ahead.
who were discomforted by him, and fled. The horsemen also, being scattered in the field, fled to Azotus, and went into Beth Dagon, their idol's temple, for safety. But Jonathan set fire on Azotus,
Damn.
and the cities round about it, and took their spoils, and the temple of Dagon, with them that were fled into it, he burned with fire. Thus they were burned.
These
and
are Hamites he's killing. Go ahead.
Thus there were burned and slain with the sword well nigh 8,000 men.
Damn.
And from thence Jonathan removed his host, and camped against Ascalon, where the men of the city came forth, and met him with great pomp. After this returned Jonathan and his host into Jerusalem, having many spoils. Now when King Alexander heard these things, he honored Jonathan yet more, and sent a buckle of gold, as the use is to be given to such as are of the king's blood.
Damn.
He gave him also Akron,
Akron is Ekron. That was our land too. Go ahead.
with the borders thereof in possession.
He gave us Ekron. E-K is spelled E-K-R-O-N in the Old Testament. Akron, same place. Go ahead.
First Maccabees, chapter 11.
So Alexander Balis rewarded him for defeating Demetrius' army under his general Apollonius. What time?
325.
All right, so we're going to end it on that. We're going to end on that note. We're going to read chapter 11, Lord's will next week. Hope you guys got something out of the class. I thoroughly enjoyed going over that. Hope you guys did as well. Hope you got some history on the Jews and Gentiles briefly, which I kind of went over, and Cornelius as well, the Samaritan woman as well. Hope you got some. I'm gonna go over that again when I get to Rome, but I'll give you a little bit of an introduction leading into that. So, all praise to the Lord. Shout outs to the IT team, did an excellent job today. Shout outs to the breakfast team, did an excellent job. Shout out to Abaddon, he did a good job today. He spoke. He wasn't a muted mime today.
Good job.
All praise the Most High.
It says Syria. Syria. All praises.
All praises. All right. So, any announcements?
Yes, sir. Hey, Israel, let's give Deacon a hand for that class once again.
Absolutely.
All praise to the Most High. Went to a whole bunch of history. Israel, if you missed any of the classes, you can always go on Our Hidden History Radio, where we have every episode Deacon has covered, all right? From last year up until now, they're all on there. Download the series and watch it, all right? Subscribe, hit the notification so you can know when we go live. You can donate to Our Hidden History to PayPal with iuic.philadelphia@israelunite.org. Once again, iuic.philadelphia@israelunite.org. Don't forget to follow our YouTube channels as well, IUIC Philadelphia and IUIC Philadelphia in the Classroom, to get all the camp videos from the deacon, captain, and officers of IUIC Philly. Also, let's not neglect the Booster Club. You can donate to the Booster Club through PayPal to iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. Once again, that's iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. Last but not least, let's not forget to subscribe to IUIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IUIC. All right? That's it, Deacon.
All right. So hope you guys enjoyed the class. I'm still highlighting stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the class. All praise to the Lord. We'll see you guys next week. I'm going to go into more historical detail regarding Demetrius II Nicator's background and regarding it and how he came up and so forth and how the battle against him continues. All right. So Lord's will next week. Stay tuned for that. And I'll see y'all next week. All praise to the Lord. Shalom.
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 Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way.